Welcome back to the Fire and Security events at the NEC Birmingham. Here, joined by CIE's in-house audio guru, Pete George, to talk about the latest fire safety audio products from InterM, the new EVA Matrix system. We're not just here for access control and door intercom. We've brought along the InterM audio as well, with some really exciting new products in the InterM EVA Matrix, which is an EN54 product, the first from InterM, I believe.
It is indeed, yes. With InterM, an EN54 is European standard on voice alarm. So if you were to work in, say, a college environment or a large commercial environment, you learn about what to do in the event of a fire as part of your induction into the building. With your working with voice alarm, it's about informing lots of people that haven't been informed on how to evacuate properly, give them a clear guidance as to how to get out safely and where to go after that. So, for example, if you hear a fire alarm go off, it's just a bell ringing and you're inside a football stadium or inside an airport, you don't know where to go to be safe. Whereas if you have proper voice alarmed messaging, it will inform you in a nice, calm, easy fashion where to go, where the exits are. And on larger sites, it allows you to do staged evacuation. So if you're in a tower block and there's an incident, say on the 3rd floor, you can evacuate floor by floor rather than having 1,000 odd people trying to get down the fire escape at the same time. So that's the whole idea behind voice alarm.
So it's a lot more about messaging, about controlled messaging, rather than just a loud noise and a loud alarm
That's
that
the thing.
creates alarm.
That's the thing, because if you hear a loud alarm, the first thing it does, which it's designed to do, is to scare the pants out of you to get you out of the building. But it's how do you get out of the right part of the building? How do you get out in a timely manner and a safe manner?
So you talk about this as a voice evacuation system, which is different to a public address system. Both are audio messaging systems. Are they completely different systems? Can I use it for both?
How they work is pretty much in an identical manner. You have microphones or messages that come out through loudspeakers. What makes them different is an EN54 system is a life safety system. So it has to conform with all of the regulations. So for example, if you have speakers, you need redundancy. So if there's a fire that takes down a circuit, there's another circuit there in standby. If you have an amplifier that goes down, there's a standby amplifier that comes and switches over that takes control of the amplifier that's gone down. So it's making sure that when you put together the EN54 solution, it can withstand everything that gets thrown at it, and it has a level of redundancy, which means it's always up and running.
And of course, one of the greatest things about an IP system, about Dante, is the massive amount of zones, inputs, outputs that have got to be controlled. Now, with an analog system, that will be a huge task. But with an IP system, of course, you are using an interface, which makes life so much easier. So really, it's using a browser-based interface to control the whole system.
Absolutely, yeah. With all IP systems, it gives you the flexibility in the future to make changes. So if a zone should change in the software, you can address that zone and change it accordingly. If you want to add speakers to a zone, you can add them to it. If you want to get another amplifier and then make that part of an existing zone, it's all done within software. If you go back to the way things used to be done in the good old days, you had to know from the outset how your zones were wired, what your loadings were, what the coverage was. And if you wanted to change it in the future, it would mean a rewire of half of the equipment to make it work in a new configuration. Nowadays, it's all done through software. The other benefit is your monitoring of your hardware can all be done through the software. So it will identify what the fault is, whether it be a loudspeaker's gone down, which means the impedance on that line has changed, or there's a short circuit. It will tell you where the short circuit's taking place, or if an amplifier is offline, or even right down to if somebody has unplugged the microphone. Of course, if it's a life safety system and someone's taken a microphone off, you need to know about it to make sure you can find out why and then get that back up online as soon as possible.
And that remote monitoring is a huge benefit, both to the property management, to the end client, but also you've got your installer, your integrator. They're there at the touch of a button, in effect, aren't they?
Yeah. The real thing about all of these systems is it's an EN54 system. It has to comply to all the stringent checks and testing that takes place before your systems get certified. That's everything from your speaker monitoring units to the speakers themselves, right the way through to your head-end units, right the way down to your microphones. Everything's got to be tested. It's tested to distraction to make sure it meets the standards. And when it all comes together as a working system, you know that your client has got something that works and it keeps everybody safe.
So the InterM EVA Matrix EN54 system is now available in the UK, of course, through CIE. You need to find out more if you want to see the product for yourself, if you want a demonstration of the product, or of course, if you need help designing your next system in public address, IP audio, or voice evacuation, contact CIE, contact Pete. We'll give you some great advice and help you through the process. You need to find out more. Join us soon at ciegroup.com.